Hey, I have recorded video for you how to create 3D flower in Spline, interactive, and originally it's supposed to be a video without any voiceover, but then I've decided to record also myself, to record my comments and take a look together with you, because I haven't seen how it went, but I really hope that it's okay, it's understandable, and I really hope that my comments will be helpful for you as well. So let's take a look together. And you can see that it reacts on the mouse, and when you hover it closes. So firstly we need to start to align XYZ, because usually Spline reacts that when you the way you look, the way it drops the object, so you have to align your axis before placing some object. And we are starting with the heart of the flower, and now making a leaf. I mean, it's basically it's up to you, the thickness and the shape you would like to do. I'm creating some cut of the shape, because when you're creating, the more cut you create, the more it will the less it will subdivide this curve. So I like to make it more accurate shape, and sometimes I'm creating this cut to to look it more roundy, I don't know. And I also wanted to have not just plain element, but to have it a bit curved, so you know, when it will be closed it will cover the heart of the flower. And you can see that I'm working inside the edit element, so in the edit mode, because you see now when I just look at this leaf, it will show that I haven't done any rotation of the object. So it's really helpful when you then start to clone all these elements. Yeah, you don't have to focus on the way. So you see, this is how it works. Maybe it's a bit peaky, so we can change this tube size. Okay, and there is in Spline there is cloner setting. I don't know, I have tried, but I don't know how to align it, so I'm still exploring Spline by myself. But now you see that I turned out sphere to look more accurate in the way how I moved the object, and to calculate. So you see there is a big gap, and then I decided to put it closer, and I'm rotating with shift 45 degree every leaf. And yeah, you can see in the right bottom corner what I'm pressing. And yeah. So you see, I'm trying to find the amount of the leaf, how it went inside the tube, and I see that there are not centered some leaves, so I'm trying to rotate it, but then I realize that okay, maybe in the future it will be not super helpful, and it doesn't really make sense, so I will just do it manually to try to align um, according to the axis. In Spline, it's also, I mean, I use XYZ axis because sometimes I'm forgetting where is XY when you're rotating so much. And by the way, I really like when the center of the flower, when it looks when it's done from the tube with very small diameter. So maybe the next one flower will be with just with it, but our idea is to make an eye. So we are focusing on it right now. And what I want to check, will it actually work? Yeah, you see, so you need to know the direction. So we are aligning according to Y, and no reset, it means that it will stay the way where your mouse last location was, even that you, even if you go out of the screen. And it's important to name your layers always, because later we will adjust some state to it. And we are creating currently the body of the leaf from the Bezier. I really like how in Spline Bezier works. So you see, basically we're taking look accurately, just x axis, y axis, and aligning it. And ring, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, I like how it looks if you if you have this small hole within. So it was just preference. And you see, I'm really trying to check different things, because if you put bigger corner, it will make your stroke rounded, but it didn't really work quite well with ring, so I've decided, yeah, I will try different options. Actually, I had to cut it for you while I'm explaining, but anyway, so again, it was my choice, and I decided to, then I will smooth it, and I decided to make it not rounded. And now I'm creating small branch for small flowers, so I call it berries here. This is the berry. You see, it doesn't have to be super centered, but at least to make it stick to it. And yeah, in the center bottom you can see the coordinate when you're rotating, and some of the dots, so X, Y, Z, they work, but some of the dots are gray, but actually they work as well. So if you want to press them and take a look from the bottom, you can do it. And I mean, it wasn't um, noticeable, but I mean, you can try and it works. So you see, I can rotate from different angle. Yeah, I like this one better without eye. So maybe we need to change the tube radius and tube size to make it more accurate. Um, and I have also decided to make super small additional shape, small flower inside. Mm. So it will have a support to the tube shape. And you see again, rotating 45 degrees and placing on each leaf I had. Okay, we're grouping it into flowers. I'm currently using free version of Spline, so I don't have access to the material library, but there are some available assets, and there are a lot of different stuff that you can work like pre-made. And I really like how material is made here. So if you're familiar with Photoshop, just using different layers and different type of layer and the effect like screen, overlay, multiply and normal mode. And you can change and rotate between each other. So for example, if you have some texture like black and white and you use it as I don't know, like multiply, or I mean you can have it in color, but really cool gradients. And yeah, I really like it. And also what is super cool is if you're familiar with Figma, you can notice that that was really volumed. If you're familiar with Figma, you can notice that sometimes there is a small dot next to a parameter when I'm pressing something, and like in the top right corner where the numbers are, and it means that you can make a variable or component from it. And for example, you can also create a material and then just adjust it to your object, or create a component and change one component and effect to on other copies and so on. So I find it super cool. And this is there are different stuffs playing around. So currently I'm trying to find a material for the eye. we need our yeah, we need to look at, yeah, because I needed to recreate it, redraw it again from scratch. So you see it reacts quite well. What I'm doing? So you see, you can, I mean, it's totally up to you. You can try different material and see how it reacts. And I was using some pre-made materials and expanded it and tried some another color on myself. So currently I'm just trying to see, to combine different colors, and then I will adjust the material on it. And I mean, I personally like a lot when it's super mellow, juicy, or bright green with pink, and that hurts eyes. But I tried to make it more or less calm. I mean, as much as I could. And you see, so we're creating this material, and then we'll then just take every element and press this small icon with 4 dots, and here you can see how quickly it was, the material was applied. So you see, when you can already press play and see how it reacts and how it works. For the berries, I decided to go with this pink color, and one berry I left with blue one because it was this berry is um, on the light, and when you place pink color in it, it becomes super bright. So I decided to combine it by applying it dark blue to make them more or less in the same value. And here I decided to make some additional spikes on the body of the flower, but I didn't like the shape how it went. So by default in Spline you have subdivision, and you see it looks like chocolate. And this is what I mentioned previously. The way you look, the way you place the camera, the way the object will be dropped. So it's always good to align it. And now we're creating corners, small shape, checking the color, trying not to make it super bright. And now we're adjusting it according the axis of the body, and we can then, this looks like mushrooms, so I decided to make it on it, not the corner it. And you can hide the mane. There is visibility wireframe, but before you of course sit, count, and you can play with it. I didn't want to make some elements in the bottom, and this one we're hiding, right? I mean, it looks already super cool. I like it. Yeah, so while creating the eye, I forgot the color of the eye. So I'm adding this additional element. And to make it more interesting, I'm applying some outline, some glass materials, some gradient stuff, and some I don't know how it's called, Fresnel or Fresnel effect, glowy. Now we need to wrap our flower, and to do this we need to adjust every leaf, to rotate it and place it and to cover it. So what I did, I rotated every leaf with 31 degree, and I think then I placed a position of 1 to the axis. Oh no, to y-axis. Yes, so you see y-axis 1 and degree 35. And then we're doing to every leaf 35 rotate, y-axis 1. And don't forget to press states button. So base state will be our opened leaf, and the second state will be closed. Okay, now we are done. This is how it looks. So we're checking the gaps to see if we are happy with the outcome. And now we need to add interaction, mouse hover on the eye. So when the mouse touches the eye, the leaves will be closing the eye. And to do this, we need to create a transition again for every leaf. That's why naming is super important, not to mix up. So we have all the leaves and we're checking. Boom. And it's closing. So yes, this is our flower. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you're interested in more stuff like this, or if you have any questions, just write down below, subscribe, or else. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it.